In science fiction, we often see hangars filled with exciting space fighters or fleeing transport evacuation personnel. But outside the hangar doors, one usually has to navigate a labyrinth of long hallways before getting anywhere important. But is this really the best way to design a spaceship? Today I will show my design for a hangar and its adjacent rooms. But first, some guidelines. 1. My hangar design will be for a small to medium spaceship. 2. It will be for a warship, as most science fiction ship seems to be or serve in the role of a warship. 3. The spaceship's primary function is not as a carrier, as this will have major consequences for the hangar design. So with these guidelines in place, let us begin. Here we have our spaceship, which needs a hangar to house several types of craft. Small shuttles to transport both personnel and goods, escort fighters to protect the ship, and repair tugs to help repair the large ships when it receives damage. This hangar will have space for 4 craft and allow them to enter on both sides of the larger ship. This has the advantage of closing one side with a blast door in case of combat, shielding the hangar from incoming fire, while allowing flight operations to continue. This hangar setup will also enable for safer recovery of smaller objects with a crash barricade, as used on modern aircraft carriers. If the barricade fails, incoming ship will pass through instead of hitting the back wall. With the hangar type selected, how are people going to get to it? Here I chosen a central corridor. This will split the ship down the middle and allow rooms to be placed on either side. This will make it easy to reach all rooms on the level, but will also make it very crowded. The alternative is to have 2 hallways, one on each side of the ship. This will halve the traffic, and a one-way system could be implemented to improve movement, but in case of a hull breach and decompression, the hallway would be rendered useless, and access to several rooms would be lost. And since I'm designing a warship with a higher risk of a hull breach due to combat, I'll go with the central corridor. So, with the hangar designed and access placed, what facilities would benefit by being close to the hangar? First up, the hospital. Most warships have a small hospital to keep their crew healthy and patch up combat injuries. It makes sense to place this close to the hangar, as it's quick and easy to serve people returning from ground missions. These arrangements also allow rapid patient transfers to other medical facilities using the ship shuttles. I would place the operating room next to the hangar, so critical patients can be moved directly onto the operating table. This will connect to both the doctor's office and the ward. The doctor's office will be where most everyday patients enter, while the ward can hold patients for longer treatments. I would also add a small medical lab/storage space. Next to the hospital, I would place a large elevator. This elevator must be large enough to carry a medical team and a stretcher. Far too often in science fiction, elevators are round and too small for stretchers. Most of the time this is not a problem, as science fiction engineers still let people walk, or their crewmates are strong enough to carry them on their shoulder. But sometimes the elevators are large, especially when the plot requires it. On the other side of the hallway, I will place the armory. This is because handguns are not necessary on a ship. Placing the armory close to the hangar allows combat teams to arm themselves easily when they go out on a mission outside the ship. Behind the armory, I will place a changing room, where ground crews can change. This room might be small if modern combat armor is used, or larger if power armor is used in the universe. Another factor to consider when placing the armory is the likelihood of boarding. If there is a significant risk of boarding, the crew might always carry sidearms, and the armory might be better placed somewhere central where it's easier to arm the crew. On the other side of the hangar, I will place a cargo room. This way supplies coming on board the ship can be moved directly into storage. I will also add a cargo elevator at the back of the cargo room. This will connect to other cargo areas like food, ammunition or machinery stores. This is because different items have different needs when stored. The first room will mainly be used for big ship parts and sorting the incoming supplies. On the other side of the hallway, I will place a repair bay for small crafts. This area will make it possible to move one small craft out of the hangar to repair it. This will be much safer for both flight operations and maintenance, because the ships undergoing repair or maintenance won't clutter up the hangar. I will place a workshop with plenty of tools at the back of the repair bay. On the ceiling of the repair bay, I will place a crane or robotic arm to help move heavy parts. Now, the repair bay is only meant to fix the big problems. For example, a shuttle computer might need more unique tools, so the crew of the repair bay can remove it and bring it to the ship's electronics repair shop. The repair bay would mainly take care of halls and engines, as they are too big and cumbersome to bring to other workshops on board. The repair bay might also be a good place for refuel the small craft, depending on how often they need it. If it's necessary between each flight, then it might be better to place the refueling points in the hangar or maybe in the floor or ceiling. Now, these are my thoughts on how to design the spaces around a spaceship hangar, but this is far from the only way. Other needs must be accounted for if this was a military carrier, a civilian cruise ship, or a refugee transport. And my layout only works on long, slim spacecrafts. If your spaceship is round or cubed or triangular, my design won't work. But I hope this video will help you design your own spacecraft. If you have any thoughts or ideas, please put them in the comments below.